Guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you the best fruits in Blox Fruits for each C. In C1 there are many options for grinding and PvP. I recommend starting with the 5th, which is Flame. This one is just really good for grinding, especially when it's awakened. You can just grind super easy. It's also logia, so you don't have to worry about anyone hitting you. The 4th best fruit for grinding in the first C and for PvP is the Dark. It's just really good. Does high damage, a little hard to aim, but still pretty good for grinding. It's also a logia, so you'll have no trouble with dying. And yeah, that's the Dark fruit. Next up is Ice. You have your Ice Sword, which you can just spam with. You don't have to worry about being close because it's also an elemental logia. And the moves are pretty good. Aren't the best, but it's mostly for the sword. And you can also walk on water, so you don't have to worry about drowning. And yeah, that's the Ice fruit. Next up is Magma. This is just high damage, low cooldown. You can also walk on water, and you have a flight mobility. So this is really good for the first C. Best fruit for in the first C is the Light fruit. Extremely fast mobility, and you can just click away, and then if you want, you can use your moves. X move isn't the best, but then you can also fly to each island super quickly. And it's also a logia. So yeah, this is the best fruit in the first C. Now we're in the second C. The 5th best fruit for this one is Ice. Same thing, you can now awaken it so you can run around for fast mobility. And then you got a lot better, cooler moves with short cooldown. And a pretty good amount of range. It's also pretty cheap and easy to get your hands on. So yeah, that's the Ice fruit. Next up, we got Rumble. This is just really good for PvP and really good for grinding. And yeah, you can just spam your moves and also a logia type. Kind of hard to get your hands on because it is a legendary, but once you get this, it should be pretty good. Hard to get all the mastery, but yeah. That's the Rumble. Next up we got Magma. Super good for spamming and doing a lot of damage and really good for bosses. It's also super cheap and you can get it pretty quickly. Yeah, that's the Magma. Next is the Light fruit. Same as the first C, you can fly really quickly. You got the Light sword. Some people have hockey in this game and NPCs, so they can hit you with it. But you also have your moves that do a pretty good range, so you can just hit from a good distance if you had to. And you can also awaken it. Now the best fruit for grinding in the second C is the Buddha. Super long range, they don't even have to touch you, you can just hit them from here. And it's just super easy to grind. And then you got some mobility moves, but it's mostly about just using your M1. So never use the actual moves for fighting, because they aren't good at all. And yeah, that's the Buddha fruit. Now we're in the 3rd C, top 5 best fruits for grinding. We're starting with the Light fruit. Same as everything else, you can just spam it, have some range. Now pretty much everyone in the 3rd C has hockey, 3rd C, so it will be really hard to grind with it. The light is pretty useless now because of how big the islands are, but that's why it deserves the 5th spot. It's not as good anymore, but it's still pretty good. Up is the Gas fruit. So you got a pretty good M1 that does pretty good damage, but it's not about the gas fruit that's super good. It's about the transformation that's just really good. So if I get up all my gas meter up, then I'll be able to transform and show you how OP this is. So it's got the range of Buddha. All you have to do is just spam click, and it's even faster at spamming, and it does so much more damage than Buddha. And you have to be a fruit user for this. That's the only downside. But yeah, this is insane for grinding. And yeah, that's the gas fruit. Next up is the Buddha fruit. You can transform and then just click away. Depending on your fighting style, you'll do more damage. It's a little bit better than gas just because you don't have to have stats on fruit. And it's really good for grinding. And it's not super hard to get your hands on the Buddha fruit. And yeah, that's the Buddha. Next up, we got Kitsune, the second best fruit for grinding in Blox Fruits. All you have to do is just transform, and then your F1 is good enough. If that wasn't the best part of Kitsune, you also get moves to spam. And it does crazy damage. It also has a fire effect. So after I hit them, it does lots of damage. And yeah, that's the Kitsune fruit. Now the best fruit for grinding is the dragon fruit. Both dragons are really good. I do recommend getting the western one. It is a little better for grinding, but not necessarily for PvP. So all you have to do is just click, like Kitsune. The M1's a little worse than Kitsune, but it's still pretty good. And then once you transform, just click the C move, and then start doing and yeah, that's the dragon. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!